steady when the lights go out. Are you ready? You got the wheel.
Yeah.
I'm glad for the work.
This the gift and the curse.
My lights are so bright like Sunday in church. On the field of the court, I was given the work. And it hurts, but what is it really worth? When your lights go, you better take from the game like lipo. So when they cut the lights out, you can still on your mark, are you ready? Get set, go. Now you know.
When the lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady.
When your lights go out, are you ready?
Yeah!
Grab the wheel, keep it steady, yeah. When your lights go out,
Are you ready?
Let them know we got orders to play ball, baby.
We do it all.
For the open doors, man. When the lights go out, you better know I turn them back on. Let's go.
Man, I wish I could sing, man. I would sing that all day to people. Yeah. Just walk up to people.
They're singing on the next side.
It's Thursday when the lights go out, 8 p.m. We back. What's up with everybody checking in? We appreciate it, man. Every Thursday when the lights go out, myself, my brother Marcus Burkley. What's up, my brother?
Oh, man. We back.
Yeah, you was moving today, boy. I wish we could take the behind the scenes and show everybody what happened. Is the countdown to half an hour, 20 minutes, man. 10 minutes. You have no idea, man. It's hectic, but we are grateful, man. We back with another week.
This episode what?
Episode number 20.
Oh, and that was your number.
And that was my number.
Ooh.
There's a whole bunch of stuff that aligned. This weekend, you know what I'm saying? I seen Woodland Hills drop a bomb, 99 yards.
99
Man,
yards.
I thought that was me for a second. It wasn't, because if you'd have put me out there, I'd have got caught. I probably have dropped it by that.
No, you'd have caught that.
I would have got it.
That was easy.
But the young boy might have caught me, man. But it was a good feeling to be out there seeing the Wolverines play, man.
They got a lot of young talent, man.
Lot of young talent,
Tim
man.
got a lot of talent down there, man.
B. Jones, man. Deontay Williams, man. Keep working, young fellas, man. It's just the beginning.
Callaway was the one that caught the 99.
Yeah, Callaway.
Seables.
Yeah, and then you know how it go, the unsung heroes down in the trenches, man. Them linemen.
Big dog.
You know, one thing I will say, man, on them screenplays, man, follow your keys. Because there's some speed in the WPIAL, man. And it won't be like playing Wayne Valley, man. So young fella, follow your keys, man. You watch film and all that, coach will tell you, man. They're going to do something that give it away, man. So follow your keys, man. Because they got some talent, man. There's some young fellas out there that, yeah.
I just, I talk to them every once in a while, and I tell them, I said, listen, after this first 9 weeks, man, I want to make sure you're all on that team still, because past history, man, we always lose players after that first report card. So
we need to be on it right now, man.
Doubt.
We're going to make it happen so these young fellas.
Yeah, we're going to be up there. So
man.
Principal, teachers, you're going to see our faces. Yeah. Make sure these boys stay.
Principal, man, shout out to them and the fellas who went up there today. Brother Calvin, Lee Davis, shout out to you fellas, man. But, yeah, it was good to be out there, man, and just see the field, touch the field. I went out there a few weeks ago. Everybody's seen the Flyers. 25 years since our first WPIAL Championship. This one silver because we went and got smacked in the championship. We went and got shout out to Downingtown, man. I always give respect to them. But we won the first WPIAL Championship in 1996, and it was just shocking because everybody's like, man, 25 years goes
fast,
super fast.
Yeah,
super.
That was a beautiful time to be. It was a great time to be Wolverine, man. That was epic, bro.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, we gonna get into details, man, because I of course I didn't get no burn. Maybe last 10 seconds victory or something as a sophomore.
But you experienced,
but that experience, I think it helped us younger guys, man, because we wanted to taste it, man. I know I did. You couldn't tell me nothing, man. I just, you know what I mean, watching y'all guys celebrate. We all celebrated, but just knowing that last couple seconds of that game, man. And we was biting our nails, bro. Part
of this show is when I got to Rutgers, a few years went by and we changed coaches, and Coach Iano became our coach. He used to always talk about embracing and enjoying the journey. You know what I'm saying? Because you win a championship, the adulation is very quick. It's short-lived. I remember vividly seeing everybody throw the confetti at Three River Stadium, and then it's kind of downhill after that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of goes downhill after that. But if you remember that journey and those Tuesday nights at the Wolverina and those Wednesday nights at the Wolverina and this late night or Sunday when my brother Madei used to call for us to come and get some extra work in on Sundays, you start to remember the journey that you took. So, you know, when coming up with this show, a lot of things started to come back. Yeah, Ben Tate checking in. Yeah, when we was down pit and half the team sick, you know, we're going to go into some stories. But, you know, you kind of remember the journey, and I just wanted to share some stories, be able to talk to some of the fellas, give some flowers to certain people because, you know, sometimes we forget about people when we get caught up in our own journey.
No doubt.
So, listen, everybody bear with us today because this is our most packed show we've ever had.
Yes, indeed.
We got a packed house, but it's all
special
family.
Group. Yeah, we got a special group of people.
I'm going to see if we could do them one by one. And a lot of people don't know, you know, shout out to Brady Martin as well because we played with two kickers. One for kickoffs, one for field goals, one short, one long, one muddy, one dry.
We did. Yeah, we
had two. You know, we had two kickers, man. So one of the other kickers, man, is a good brother, man, good friend of mine, man, and you know, it's unsung hero. When you do your job, you kind of just quietly walk off, and you know everybody just pats you on your back, but that means you're doing what you're supposed to do at this position. Because if you getting screamed at and everybody worried about it and we got to go for two, it means you're not doing your job. So without further ado, my brother who kicked all the extra points, field goals, kickoffs throughout his career, Scott Henderson.
Scooter.
What's up, my brother?
What's happening, guys?
What's up, Scott? What's up, my brother? How are you?
He got the Chargers jersey on.
Versatile.
I still got mine too.
Coach Nova is looking for that, Scott.
Nate wants that back.
You know, Nate collected all of that. Yeah, man. So how are you, my brother?
Good, man. Real good. Life is good.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, man. I reached out to a few brothers, man, and behind the scenes, you was working miracles, man.
Well, it's all your fault. I mean, if you guys weren't scoring the touchdowns, I wasn't doing anything.
Right. Yeah, so that makes sense, man. So we appreciate you, Scott. You know, during our show, we're going to ask you some questions and have you tell us, because sometimes you got the closest seat in the house, man.
Right.
You know, being there. And so we're going to ask you some questions along the way. So next up, we got a brother behind the scenes who we kind of laughed with and told him he wasn't really with our class, but he was really with us since we were little kids. He left for a while but came back. But our run, he was monumental on defense and offense. And there's a play he'll vividly remember down Three Rivers where he blitzed and he wasn't supposed to blitz, but he's a football player. But me being a safety, and it was my first time playing safety since I was probably a sophomore. You know, I just wanted everybody to know where I was at or what was going on the field. But he's a football player, so let me turn this volume down a little bit. Can we turn the volume down a little bit? So he blitzed, and I was just a little bit nervous about it, but he made the play. So without further ado, my brother Smoke, Brandon Payne. What's up, Smoke? Let me get you on. What's up, Smoke?
What up, fellas? What's going on?
Brandon.
Chilling.
Put you on the field. You running the 28 stretch right now.
No. They actually it's halftime. I gotta get out the corner because they coming down here where I'm at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we appreciate you, Smoke.
Hey,
how's life, my brother?
Oh man, it's real good, man. I'm out here watching these kids kick the ball around a little bit, man. Just living. The lights is out. I already know.
You got to cut him back on somewhere else. So we get it, man. Now we appreciate you coming on. Throughout the run, you made some huge plays, man. You had to step in when they ejected my brother out the game.
Oh man,
you stepped in when I remember vividly his back flap being ripped off. And man, you never missed a beat, man. So, we appreciate you, Smoke, man. We're gonna chop it up with you as well.
Sure.
And again, man, thank you for joining us, man. We're
Thanks
gonna
for having me.
We're gonna go on to the next person. I hope my quarterback is coming in soon. But right now, my quarterback will hand off to one of they used to call him the Smurfs, but this brother was a tailback, fullback, linebacker, safety. He did it all, man. He was one of the strongest people I knew,
man,
at the high school, especially at skill position, man. And salute to him, being out in the community now. My brother, man, Fawn Nanji, man. Fawn, let's get my brother Fawn up. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, brothers?
Hey, listen, man, the screen is getting packed, man. We got some people in here, man. Some people who used to put in some work, man. Good to see you, brother. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm excellent, man. I'm glad to be a part of the show. It's been 25 years. It's amazing, man. Hey, I just want to say shouts out to Payne, man, the most deadliest punter in the country, man. Any play this guy could take it 90 yards when he didn't want to punt it, man. He just was an extra back with me and Eric, man. He played like he was a senior, man. We love you for the things you brought to the table, bro. I just want to let you know that. The one run you had in the WPIAL game, man, really, the championship game, actually at Three Rivers, man, when you came in for E, you had like a 25-yard run, man. It set us on fire, man. Kept us going, man.
Hey, appreciate it, man. I thank y'all, bro. Working with y'all was the dopest. I was mad y'all left. Y'all graduated.
Right. Crazy. I was supposed to actually graduate. I could have been a junior with you because I was like a Madei. I was a young senior, man. I 16, just turned 17.
Hey, you should have reclassed like I did in 8th grade.
Listen, we're gonna switch it up because we got some other people in here besides players. One of the coaches who he used to push us and push us and push us to be great. I mean, he would get on us, man, but he just had a certain way of how to do it. Everybody around the WPIAL know they continued to put their mark down when he was coaching at another school. But he was amazing, man. He had a different mindset to the game and thinking it out. And as I got older in my senior year, I started to understand that as we went along our journey to the championship. So without further ado, Coach Neff. Coach Neff, we need some smoke for Coach Neff. What's up, Coach?
What's up, guys? How you doing? Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Now, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate you coming on. If you hear the tinging in the background, that's because I'm like 2 Chains tonight, man. I got jewelry on from '96, man. So, but Coach, we thank you for coming on, sharing a little bit of time with us. I like behind the scenes, we said congratulations to you about your son and your family, off to college. And we'll get into that because, today's climate has got to be kind of crazy sending kids off to college and that kind of thing. So we'll ask you some questions and dive a little bit into that. But I really want to say thank you, Coach, for coming on with us.
Appreciate it. Wouldn't miss it.
Also, we got another player. They used to call him the Smurf as well. This brother was amazing. They called him the Smurfs, but they were so big. They made so many big plays. And now he's coaching. He got his sons out there. He's playing. So this brother was amazing. We had a team that we thought we were going to pass the ball a lot, but the weather dictated and said a whole bunch of other stuff, and we still tried to throw it. Thanks, Coach. We appreciate you for still trying to throw it in the rain, in the mud. And as a receiver, I'm appreciative. But when we turned around and started handing that thing off, and 23 started making magic with that rock, I mean, he 4 or 5 games in a row. It was something like that, where he broke a touchdown first play of the game. It was an amazing run, man. So without further ado, my brother from a long, long time ago, Eric Walker.
What's up, fellas?
Walk in the house.
What's going on?
What's up, E? How are you, brother?
I'm chilling, man. You know, just working, just living every day, man.
That's what's up, man. We proud of you, man. We see what you're doing with your company, Hyde Apparel. If you don't know, he's everything for Hyde Apparel, man. He modeled Hyde Apparel, man. So he does everything. So man, go check it out, man. Hyde Apparel. E, we appreciate you coming on. E, you made so many big plays during our run, man. Like, we all got to be appreciative of you, man. Like, when we could turn around and just watch 23 do magic, some of them runs down 3 rivers, the hole you hit and then bounce outside, like, I'm still mad, though, because you got caught. But
yeah, it happens to the best of us, man.
Yes, it does, man. But, brother, you were amazing, man.
Appreciate it.
One, man. There was none like you, man. We appreciate you, and thank you very much. Also, you know, this is his second go round on the show, but when you have a program, you have a backbone to a program. You have somebody there who really is there to help mold and build the players into what they want to be, man. So this man was amazing. He touched so many of us. So I know there's going to be a lot of comments and things about him and what he's done and how he was always there. He was amazing. I played multiple sports, so I was lucky enough to get some of the knowledge and feedback and some of the life lessons in multiple sports, man. But he was just amazing, man. He wouldn't only tape your arm, he would tape your shoulder. He would put a toe back on, man. However he had to do it, man, he would put you together, super glue it.
Right.
You know, he probably would have used Gorilla Glue back in the day if he could. But without further ado, the backbone of the program, Coach Davico. What's up, Coach D?
Good to be back. Good to be back. It's a pleasure to be with you guys.
Yes, man.
Yes. Pleasure to be with you guys.
It's a pleasure to have you on. We thank you. This wouldn't even have been a show without, what we all think is the man who pushed us to our limits, after long, hard practices. We got to take those pads off and run 40s, run 50s, run 100s.
Metal tips on.
Yeah, run the steps. Fawn Nanji is the greatest step runner in step running history. Metal tips on. Yeah,
you see sparks coming from underneath Fawn, man.
Yeah, yes. That boy was sparking out there.
Spark. When he jumped the fence.
Hey, yeah. Yep, and hopped the fence. Yeah, he was amazing, man. Fawn was an unbelievable athlete, man. But Coach D, we thank you for coming on again. You meant so much to so many people. As much as we didn't want to see you, as much as the off-season program, it was a son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? When we started that transition to really winning games, Coach Davico was the heartbeat of that because he never let you slack in the offseason. He wouldn't let you slack after practice. He wouldn't let you do none of that. So from everybody, Coach D, from the time you came to Woodland Hills, man, from everybody through my mouth, we all want to say thank you. And thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So this one is a little bit difficult because I really wanted to save my quarterback for last, man. But there go another Smurf. I reached out to the other Smurf. There go Hess right there, fellas. What's up, Hess? We appreciate you. We appreciate you checking in. He's the original Smurf as well, man. So the Smurf, they made huge plays. If you don't know, go to YouTube, type in 1996 Woodland Hills football. Thanks to my brother who I'm about to bring up next. Obviously, we have debates about who was the best player and who was the best running back and receiver and DB. But to be honest, there is nobody that you can say it might have been better athletes. Like Stevie B is maybe the GOAT. But there was nobody like this brother when it came to what a quarterback's supposed to look like, throw like, think like, everything. He was a quarterback through and through, man. So, I was very lucky to be the receiver on the end of a lot of his touchdown passes. I was thankful. That's why I always say we was the best combo in history, because there was nobody who had a quarterback like him, especially at high school at that level. He was amazing with the rock. Without further ado, the owner, president, CEO of Mad QB, my brother Mcgee Williams. What's up, my brother?
You guys see it.
Hey, Paul used to do it. What's up, my brother? How are you?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Listen, it feels good to get the band back together, man. It's good seeing all you fellas, man.
That's what's up, man. Nobody, like, they put the meme out on social media, T.O. crying. That's my quarterback.
Hey, man, listen. We've been chatting the last few days. I told you at some point today, it's going to come. It's going to come. I know it's going to come.
Right. Hey, Mo, make sure if you don't have any noise in the background, if you do, you might have to mute. Whoever that is, the noise in the background, please make sure we mute.
All right.
But yeah, listen, man. No, I get it, Hess. You reached out, man. We appreciate it. I know you had work, man. We appreciate you, my brother. Hey, Mo, man. Nobody like you, brother. That ball used to be pretty until me and Coach Neff talked about it behind the scenes, until they switched that ball up on you from
to the 105,
01 to a 05 or something like that.
Yeah, 1005.
It happens, man. I mean, we talked about it, how it's crazy how certain superstitions could come back to haunt you. And it was just one of those things where I was used to using one type of ball, that 1,005. It was a fatter ball. And then they threw that other ball in my hand. It was like a shock to the system. So, but it's one of those things, because I tell my guys now, I said, listen, it doesn't matter what ball you pick up, you grip it, you rip it, take all those demons, all those thoughts out of your head, and you just got to make it work. It's one of those things, like superstitions have to go out the window. But yeah, listen, we made it as far as we did, and we had to switch things up a little bit during the course of the season. But
yeah, it was funny, because I was so used to seeing Mo throw the prettiest spiral ball, and I ain't gonna lie, it was getting there in the playoffs. It wasn't just looking the same. But listen, nobody like you, brother. One of one. When they talk about quarterbacks in Woodland Hills history, if they don't got you number one, they don't know the history. They don't know the history of it, man. So listen, we're gonna get to all the fellas. Listen, it's Thursday night when the lights go out. It's taking a little longer because we got the whole squad here tonight. We're gonna go through and share some stories, ask some questions. It's Thursday, 8 p.m. when the lights go out. Marcus, Burkley, and I, try to bring the guests and the shows that are a little bit hard hitting and powerful. But it's 25 years this football season that we won the first WPIAL Championship. So I placed the call to the fellas, like, come on out. But there's one person who's missing. He drove the ship. He drove the ship for a long time, man. A long, long, long time. And, he recently gave those reins over to the new Woodland Hills football coach. But there's so many of us who have been touched by him, who've been helped by him. There's so many guys outside of our school who reached out to me and said, man, Coach Nove, he helped me. He did this for me, man. And a lot of us, are very thankful and appreciative of the opportunity. I mean, I was in 10th grade and got the chance to start as a 10th grader. Eric was in 10th grade and got to play and start as a 10th grader. Like, he didn't have to do that. Woodland Hills was known for playing senior and upperclassmen, and I was given a chance. So I'm always thankful for that, that opportunity. And I try to tell, the young people now, man, make the most of it, because the name of our show is When the Lights Go Out, and you never know when them lights are going to go out. And Coach turned my lights on very bright. He turned the lights on for a whole bunch of other people very bright by just giving us the opportunity. And we went out there and worked our tail off. There's no doubt about it. We worked very hard that 96 season. There's a couple mantras. Madei, you know, shout out to you for calling us in on that extra Sunday to get extra work. You know, when you seen when it wasn't going right in the beginning, you know, and you like, nah, you got to grab the reins and do something about it. And all of that is learned from the head man who drove the ship. And you know, I got a couple of the championships on my neck, but more importantly, he sent countless numbers of young people to college. He sent countless numbers of young people to higher education. A lot of us were able to, you know, be blessed and put on an NFL uniform, as short as long as it is. And there's still something that's there that he had a hand with. So without further ado, because I can make this speech long as ever, the man who ran the ship and the show from the start until all of us were out of school, none other than Coach Novak. What up, Coach? What's up, Coach?
Hi, guys. How are you? You know what, Madei? I'm so happy you invited me to this show tonight, Delrico. This is the most I ever heard you talk in one sitting. You do a great job. No, this is a great show you have. It's so nice seeing all you former players and coaches, Coach D, and it's just, you know, a great feeling for me to be here. If I'm allowed to say a few things, you know,
please.
You know, you guys meant. Now I could just see me in the picture. I'd like to see everybody else, Delrico, if you could rate me. There you go.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, I'd like to see you guys because, you know, I was blessed. I was blessed to come to Woodland Hills and coach there. And I was very fortunate. I had a great staff all the time. I had great players. And I was just a blessed guy to have all this situation. And one guy that was with me through all of it, he was my right-hand man, did a lot of work. He helped out in a lot of different areas. And it's not just coaching football. It's about turning boys into men, teaching you the right things to do, right from wrong, trying to get every one of you to go to college if you could. And Coach Davico was blessed to help me there. And Coach Neff was with me through those times and did a great job. He played for us, came back and coached, helped us win the championship, you know, did a lot for our program. So that was kind of key. The class of 1996, that team was a phenomenal team. Just going back position by position, you can go over. Everybody was a strong player. We had some great players offensively and defensively. I think the key to that team was that you were unselfish and you played together as a team. You loved each other. Even when we were down, we started out slow. You guys didn't give up. You came back strong. We got better every week, and we made it through some tough times. A lot of sickness. You guys were taking different cough drops and stuff, and all the rain we had, the mud. I mean, I could go on and on. I have some great memories about that class. You know, our trip to Rutgers, we won that passing camp up there. I still got that picture in my, you know, that was a fantastic trip we had. You know, the trip down to Three Rivers, that was probably one of the most impressive days going out on the Three Rivers. Heinz Field is great. It's a great field, but Three Rivers at that time, you guys set the record for attendance at a WPIAL game down at Three Rivers. We had like 38,000 people down there, and most of them were from Woodland Hills. Because you know the roar, you watch those games, it's unbelievable. You don't see that anymore. You guys just were unbelievable. And each and every one of you played together as a team. And, you know, that's what I feel the best about. And just to see how successful you guys have been is, you know, just fantastic for me. I could talk about each one of you for a half hour or so, but I'm going to let Delrico go on with his program. But I'm just real proud of everybody here and that whole team. You know, I see different players occasionally along the way, but That was a special team. You know, we've had a lot of great teams at Woodland Hills. That first championship was unbelievable. You guys know it. You know, on Wednesday, every Wednesday, Coach D had you running those steps and saying, "Who are we? Who are you?" And that was just. Then after we won the championship, stopping at Daryl Reeves' house with the buses and Rankin, going up the skinny streets up to his bedroom. He was eating, drinking soup. You guys were stroking him. Then we went down to Wolverina. We had the police escort. What did we do at the Wolverina? You guys ran those steps. Held that trophy up at the top of those steps.
Ran the steps
after the championship game. I get tears in my eyes just thinking about it and watching that tape. That was a fantastic day for us, all of us at Woodland Hills. So I want to thank all you players for being part of the program. You're all special. You know, every one of you were special in your own way. You know, Madei, what a great kid he was. What a great athlete. What a great student. What a great life he's turned himself into, and just we're real proud of you. You know, your parents had a lot to do with your growing up. I think that's a big part of it. The background, your parents, your grandparents, every one of you had some support at home pushing you, and I think a lot of our young kids don't have that support that you guys had. That's very important. I don't want to give a speech, but Delrico, you can shut me up.
Listen, we thank you, man. Like sometimes, you know, we need to hear that, man, and get some insight from the head man. You know, it gives you different perspective on the whole situation. You know, because when you're 16, 17 years old playing in that game down Three Rivers, you don't understand. You might not even understand the magnitude of it until you get older and you look back at it and understand, you know, when we won the championship, I remember looking over to the side and half of the stadium was on the field.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like I'm looking over and I'm getting slapped in the helmet. Somebody I just seen down in the project. I was like, hey, how you get on the field? Everybody took part in that championship. It was so community, so family oriented.
Oh yeah,
like
there was a tight bond. There was a tight bond.
Yep. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna run through everybody, and I'm gonna start with Coach Neff. Coach Neff, give me one thing you remember about that season, about that journey.
I was young. I mean, I was 26 years old.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I was, you know, I was running the defense kind of, but, you know, we had to run everything through Coach Novak. And every Sunday we would be there meeting, and we had that bad start. You know, after we lost to Newcastle, we were playing Seneca Valley the next week, and we spent about 12 hours on Sunday. And I had to, I mean, there was no PowerPoint presentation back then, but I was basically giving a PowerPoint presentation to Coach and the rest of the offensive staff of what we were going to do on the defense. And myself and Coach Samsa and Coach Carter, we were there and just putting everything together. And we went out and we ran stretch to the bitter end. And we knew when they were running stretch, what play, that set the tone for me. And then, you know, the championship game, of course, a couple of things. One, love D. Reeves, but if he was there, I still tell everybody to this day, he would have got the pass interference, not the pass breakup on the right. So, you know, again, that was a game thing. You know, me and Coach Sampson grabbed you and Toodles. We were in Three Rivers Stadium in the showers. I had one in the corner. Coach Snaps had the other in the corner. We're going over the game plan. We're like, all right, let's go. So, I mean, that, and then again, the Three Rivers, just the field being at Three Rivers was, I remember probably beginning of the fourth quarter, I'm walking down the sidelines, and the bleachers, they were the temporary things. Those things used to bounce.
Yes.
And I looked over, and I'm on the headset with Coach Sampson. He's up in the box, and I'm like, we're at Three Rivers Stadium. I'm like, he's like, we've been here all day, dude. Let's go. We got to win this now. So, but the bleachers bouncing like crazy. It was unbelievable.
That was listen, Coach Neff, it's funny you brought that up because I remember vividly y'all grabbing us and saying, well, somebody got to play safety. Because Daryl's not here. So obviously, you know, me being, you know, the elder statesman as far as the years played, I was probably pushed into that position. Like, you know, the defense, you got to play it. But one thing I want to ask you, because the game plan y'all came up with against Penn Trafford, still to this day is legendary. I mean, they hyped them up. You know, Matt Gavin, he's gonna get 4,000 yards, and they got this. They got the quarterback, and they run this spread set. And I remember this defense that they came in and said, everybody is playing man to man.
Yes, everybody. You know, we had Fawn and Torrey and Brandon to play outside linebackers. Toodles could run, you know, corner. He was like a nickel corner before they even really did it. I mean, he's an inside corner in today's game. But we knew we could run with them. We pulled a big body off the field. We ran a three-man front, basically a 3-4, and matched up and took it to him.
Yeah, that was amazing. And being that I brought that up, Brother Fawn, because I know still to this day that was one of your best games. What you did on defense and offense, my brother, give us some insight on that, man.
Hey, Coach Neff, I appreciate you putting in that defense because I tell you what, it freed me up. I didn't know I played such a good game until afterward. I think it was 3 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 3 touchdowns. And all week, man, they kept talking about Matt Gavridge. And I said, there's no way this guy's going to run the ball. Me and Torrey made up our minds. This guy's not going to. So you put in the defense, you know, Coach Novak, he always had us motivated. And I just believe that time, man. I got a report a couple years back for that game and that performance. But to be honest, it was a team effort, man. It just what happened. That happened to be my day. And so I'm just so appreciative to be on a team with everybody and be able to play my part, man. Thank you to all of you guys. And I think that first game set the tone because people didn't think we belonged in the playoffs. And after that game, they knew who we was, and they knew they had to watch out for us. And I think that was a big game to kind of push us over the edge when we got in the playoff that first round.
That during that time, we kind of really hit a stride. And I'm gonna get a little different perspective. My man Scotty, let me ask you this question, Scotty.
Yeah.
You've been the kicker, man. And like you said behind the scenes, or like you said at the beginning of the show, you know, when we score, that's when you get called upon to kick extra points.
Right.
Sometimes you being a kicker, you got the best seat in the house. Tell us from your eyes, your perspective, what was that run like for you?
Well, for me, it was part of it was frustrating because when it was 4th and a possible field goal, fortunately we had the offense and would go for it. And if we didn't get it, we had the defense that could stop him. Because in 3 years of kicking, I went 1 for 1 in field goals. That was it.
That was it.
And the thing was, I just got used to it. We just had the offense and the defense that, you know what, it was the mindset for me that we're probably going to make the first down, which is going to lead to a touchdown, so we get to kick the extra point and, you know, go from there. So that was – but, you know, Coach Novak talked about what made us gel. I think the one thing that really brought us all together that kind of took us to the promised land was when Joe Sperduto's mom passed away.
Right.
And, you know, it was, you know, you beat NA at home just to get in the playoffs. We're supposed to lose every game in the playoffs. And then who do we meet in the championship was NA again, you know, and just somebody was watching over us.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Shout out to Joe Lafferty. Salute to Joe because he came through with the wristbands. Shout out to Joe Sperduto and his mom because we definitely had a guardian angel with some of the plays that happened. Jerome Tompkins at the Erie, or at Sharon playing Erie. Yeah, with the ice in the middle of the field. And shout out to Brandon Payne because I know somebody runs so long to make a touchdown block in the history of touchdown block. And we needed everybody to turn around. If you didn't see it, just imagine the Steelers playing the Super Bowl with James Harris before that. That's what happened on the play with Jerome Tompkins.
Exactly.
And it all kind of peeled back and was blocking, and my ball ran it all the way back. So, you know, shout out to him. There's a bunch of people for individual plays that were made during the run. I was about to ask my brother E, but okay, there we go, E and Madei. I'm going to ask you guys this question together because you know that quarterback running back thing, you know, it's a special bond there. It's a little bit different than quarterback receiver because you hand it off a lot more to the running back. You know, me as a wideout, I might get 1 or 2 or 3 catches a game and then got to do something. But you know, running back, you can get that ball 15, 16, 17, 20 times. So when did both of you guys, and I'll ask you first, E, when did it feel different? Like when did the season feel like it was changing for the better for us?
Probably after the 5th straight game that I scored a touchdown first play of the game. It was like crazy, like again, like you know. So it was like after that last one, it was like we're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep moving. The train is gonna keep going, man. Like can't nobody stop us right now. So why stop?
Right. Yeah. Listen. Same thing to you, Madei. You being the captain of this ship. And you know, we leaning on you because, like I said, for me, when you started calling those extra practices on Saturdays and Sundays over at the Wolverine, where we getting more repetition together, I think that's what changed for us in my eyes. But you being the quarterback, leader of the team, what was it for you, and when was it that you like, okay, now we could do something?
I think it was a culmination of things. I mean, it was the off-season preparation. It was the bonding on those long road trips that we took to Rutgers, those 7-on-7 events we went to all summer, us going away for camp, having those 3-a-days that they don't have anymore. 3-a-days. Yeah. Exactly. So, like I said, it's a combination of things. I think it was just. It was synergy. It was something that's been, I want to say, brewing over a lengthy period of time. And I think it was just our time. You know, it was our time. And coming into the season, we started out with a bang against Erie Cathedral Prep, you know, and then we hit a rough patch early there in the season. I mean, I remember spraining my ankle against North Hills, and then I think the
Butler.
I want to say was it against Butler? No, it was against North Hills. It was against North Hills.
You sprained it versus North Hills.
I sprained it against North Hills
next week at quarterback. Yeah,
absolutely. How was that? Was that fun?
Against Butler. And
was that fun?
Thank God Madei came in because we would have lost. Thank God for Madei and Toodle.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Hess because he ran a perfect route. He hit him in the back of the end zone with that post route. Because I was out
one leg.
I was throwing picks, Madei. I was throwing them up, baby. If you want to pick, come to the Wolverine because Fletcher's throwing interceptions tonight, baby.
Yeah. So it kind of lets you know, listen, this quarterback thing is not as hard as, I mean, it's not as easy as it looks.
Listen, Coach and I spoke, and I said, I remember Coach coming down to 9th grade when we went undefeated and almost unscored upon, and I was the quarterback in 9th grade.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, we're gonna run the option and do all this stuff, and I'm like, I ain't no quarterback. Madei is the quarterback. Oh, listen, I'm a respectful quarterback. I never wanted to stand in the pocket and just have people take free shots at me, man. No,
all right.
Nah, so you got to be a different cat, man, to be a quarterback. And we were lucky enough, to have Mcgee Williams. We were lucky. And look, we glanced over, what Eric said, man. 5 straight games, first game, man. Touchdown. Like, listen. Go show me who did that before, because I don't know anybody who did that. And we've had a long line of great running backs.
No, listen, him doing that, you talk about setting the temperature for the rest of the game.
Right.
It let teams know, like, oh, holy, they got this much speed out here.
Right.
So it was like it was a track meet, and a lot of teams couldn't keep up with us, and that was the amazing thing about it. So we fed off of that energy.
I'm gonna go to Coach D, and there's a lot of guys and fellas. If you remember any names, man, please shout. Listen, Khalid, Larry Vogels, Tony Hoots, Alvin Bryant.
Yeah.
I wish Chow would have never started eating Pietro's pizza, because Coach Novak know how to do it. Charlton Mitchell would have been
Charlton Mitchell.
If Charlton Mitchell could have stayed out of Pietro's pizza, Petro's or whatever it was, they had the slice. They had the slice that looked like a whole pizza. And
went straight to his ass.
But listen, there's a lot of guys, man. Tutu.
Oh yeah,
so many plays, and like
Young
Scott
blood.
said, if you don't know, go back and check our history. Go watch the Plum game. Probably the only school team in history to fake punt 2 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? Fake punt, right? Coach, what was you thinking? Hold on, before I go to you, Coach Davico, what was the thinking behind that, Coach?
The one who was running was the one that called it.
Okay, so Coach Neff is special teams, but we gotta obviously check with Nove to make sure it's cool. But did Tutu do this on his own?
No, it was Brandon. That was Smoke.
Smoke? No,
he was the punter.
No, Smoke took over punting duties from me. Tutu.
Those two, yeah.
Two took the snap. Two took the snap.
That's right.
We just put in 25 and 26 wham.
Yep. Wow. Two was up. He was the up man.
We punted on 3rd down.
Staple play.
We punted on 3rd down and we ran fake punt right. Then we came back and said fake punt left.
Yeah.
It worked.
And then I was ready to go. I was ready to go on 1st down.
I think
it was that easy.
Average 10 yards every time we ran it.
We had 20 yards to get.
Yeah, listen. Fawn did it in the beginning of the season against Penn Hills. Smoke did it on his own out the back of the end zone.
That wasn't on my own. We had a bot. The snap was high. Snap was high.
Not a bot.
You could have got it off.
The snap was high. Snap was high, Madei.
Right here.
Snap was high. Hey, and if Tori didn't trip me, I have a record right now.
No, you tripped yourself.
No, go back and watch the tape. Check the tape. Check the tape. You know, Tori used to like to hit, so he wanted to go cut back.
Oh my God!
And he cut right in front of me, dog.
Listen, I knew. So I got hit in the side, North Hills, and got removed from punting. So Smoke became the punter. Listen, it was a toss-up every time if Smoke was going to kick it or run it. Every time we didn't know what Smoke was going to do, man.
Because, hey, listen, he didn't know the next time he was going to carry that ball.
Yeah, he's a running back.
Hey, listen, man.
He said, I got it in mind.
I felt like we were trying to get to the championship, so by any means necessary.
That's when football players, listen, sometimes you just got to make a play, man, being a football player. And I'll go into that in a minute. Listen, every Thursday, 8 p.m. when the lights go out, man. We got some of the squad in here, man. Scott Henderson, Smoke B. Payne, Fawn Nanji, Coach Neff, Coach Novak, Eric Walker, Mcgee Williams, Coach Davico. Coach D, from your perspective, like I said, a lot of us really thought you were like the foundation, the heartbeat, the one who was really, out there in the grind trying to push us. That's not to take anything away from Coach Novak, that's for sure. But what was your feelings on that season, Coach? Give us some insight on what you were thinking.
Well, I got to say that all the years I worked with Coach Novak, he let me do what I wanted to do. And I'm sure a couple times he found me crazy, but, he gave me that freedom to use my own judgment how to get people ready to play or condition you guys. I got what Madei said about camp. Camp was different. They were 3-a-days. They were kind of long, hard practices. And if I recall right, I think everybody was playing 2 positions, on offense and defense that year. We practiced that. We had a great camp. It was the first time we ever went away, and that camaraderie, you could feel it coming. We had that long walk up and down from the dorm to the field. And, cafeteria. I think I remember I needed to run. I let Scotty, which was probably against the rule, I let Scotty drive my car so I could run with Coach Sampson just to get my legs still working there because that was such a long day.
Right.
But, you guys worked hard. And no matter when we hit that bad stretch, after we lost to Newcastle, I think we were all down, but nobody gave up. And the coaches certainly did not, and I know you guys did not. And that next game, I believe, was Seneca Valley. We come on, I think we beat them 25-0. It sticks in my mind for some reason. And you could feel a turn. And probably the big turning point, in my opinion, was the game with North Allegheny at our place in that rain. And right. I know Coach offered their coach to play it up their place because they had turf. He refused. It was sort of well, we don't have to come here. We can get on here and take care of you guys. And I can vividly remember a run Fawn had toward our bench, the ball just squirting out of his hands and re-gripping 2-3 times because it was so muddy. And that was a tremendously hard-fought game. The intensity was so great. And after that game, you kind of knew we were there. We were there. You're going to have to be somebody pretty darn good to beat us. And, the rest we did. Another good memory was we were up at Upper St. Clair. And I still remember we couldn't even see what yard line we were on. I'm yelling, what yard line are we on? And there's Madei dives in for a touchdown, and Larry Vogel scores his meniscus.
Yep.
That play. And we're in the locker room after the game. I'm looking at Dr. Harner checking for meniscus. You're playing next week. Don't worry. We're going to fix up something. We're on our way. We're not taking that. We'll fix it after the season. Don't worry. And,
that is Coach in a nutshell. Got a torn meniscus. We're going to get you back out there, young fella.
Yep.
Madei.
Madei guys banged up, sick, beat up. It was a long, rough season.
Yeah.
Madei, were you supposed to take a knee?
Football, hey Scotty.
What's that?
Football players got to make football plays.
Listen, you play to win the game.
That's right. Tell him, Mo. We have to get there by any means necessary.
Hey, listen.
I mean,
Black 17. If
I don't recall, a field goal would have won that game, right?
Nah, Fawn Nanji said, follow me.
Run that thing.
Fawn said, I don't care what he called. Follow me.
I looked at Delrico.
That might have been the only quarterback sneak we had all year.
But I recall there was a kickoff, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
There was a kickoff.
Yeah,
was.
the next play,
Next
right?
play. Next play after that, he kicked off and it looked like a called onside kick, but it wasn't. And once I scooped that up, I was like, "We out of here! Let's get out of here!
Get out of here!"
That's another one of those plays where it's like something's above us helping us, man. Because number one, during that game, if they don't break that long touchdown run, we don't even have a chance to come back. Like it's like let him score now.
Yeah.
Their fullback, number 32.
Yep.
Jumped to grab him, slipped off of him. He went like 60
boy.
yards.
Yeah.
We lost it, but that actually gave us a chance to get the ball back.
Yeah. You know what? Coach Render, it was so nice to beat him because he had the team. He was ranked number 1, and we played him on his field.
Yep.
And all he did was complain the whole game. And you guys just kept playing hard no matter what happened. We were down 2 touchdowns. We'd score 1, they'd score 1. You never gave up. In the fourth quarter, you outscored them, and Madei took it in, and we won the game. That was one of the greatest games in Woodland Hills history.
It was amazing because how you know they were mad? They cut the lights off on us. So you know somebody in administration was
they got turf. They got turf. They got turf like the next
they got
year or
turf now.
something.
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
get turf the next year.
Next year.
There's like this ain't happening again.
We beat them at the passing camp in Youngstown State, and at the end of the passing camp, if y'all remember.
Yep.
So I knew that when we started passing the ball in the fourth quarter, it was just going to happen. It just seemed just like the passing camp, and it just that hard work from, like Madei said, from the camps and all stuff, it paid off.
Yeah, shout out to Eric because Eric made a huge catch on that left sideline going in the building side. Mo, you hit him in the rain and the mud with a pretty.
That was like a waggle throwback.
Yeah, waggle
That's
throwback.
exactly what it was. Yeah.
Render said he was out of bounds. You couldn't see the sideline.
And we got the 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, the penalty too.
Late hit.
You know what? They never beat us in the playoffs after that game.
Wow.
They never beat us in the playoffs.
That's all
they
it
beat
took.
us during the regular season, but never in the playoffs after that.
Yeah, because I remember before that, they knocked us off in the playoffs before that. So listen, man, the I think the legacy and the foundation that, you know, obviously there were people, like I always say, Melvin Cobbs, Iwani, Mark Quest. A lot of those guys started to show us how to work in the weight room. Ron Gilbert, you know, my friend AJ Anderson. They showed us how to work. So it kind of just snowballed into everybody else, every other class, learning how to work, learning how, you know, if you want to achieve something, sometimes you got to run these extra steps that Coach D talking about. Sometimes you got to study a little extra that, you know, that Coach Neff is talking about. And you know, I sit back sometimes and I feel like a big brother, big uncle. Yeah. To endure, you must achieve. And I sit back like
to achieve, you must endure.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I said it all wrong. I
won't let up.
Yeah, but you know, to just watch the growth of the program and what people were able to do and the attention that was brought, you know, I'm so thankful to come from Woodland Hills. I'm so thankful to look back and say I had men like Coach Neff, Coach Novak, Coach Davico. Even when I was a sophomore, Coach Price was the hardest coach ever. Ever. If you didn't experience Coach Price at Woodland Hills, consider yourself lucky, because he called me a diva, and I ain't even know where the diva was. I think it was after the Butler game. I think I had like an interception or two. No, it was the Gateway game. I returned the interception for a touchdown. And he came to me and grabbed me by my face mask and said, "You're no longer a diva. You're a Wolverine." Yo, Coach Price was no nonsense, man. And just that energy, you know, that passion, you know, I hope we can get it back up at Woodland Hills. But, you know, we're very thankful. You know, this is just some of the guys who on the show. We're gonna go around again, and I'm gonna ask, you know, just to get your thoughts on, you know, our run, but just Woodland Hills in general. And if you're thankful for anybody, you know, you want to say shout out to anybody, please. You know, I'll start with Fawn, man. Fawn, you drop some words for us, and any, you know, you want to say thank you, man. Now's the time.
Yeah, I'd like to first off thank Coach Novak, Coach George Novak. I really appreciate how you, when I came into the district, you know, coming out from Wilkinsburg and moving to Woodland Hills, you're not always received well, but you always made me stand up and be proud of myself. You know, you would call me by my middle name, the real African name, Ananga. And that always forced me to have self-esteem and be proud of myself, you know, of who I am. And you really challenged me to really work hard. And I'd like to thank Coach Neff, Coach Davico, Coach Whitehurst, because that junior year, man, me and Eric Walker, man, we battled for that running back position, man. I mean, camp, it was like hell. And I really appreciate you, Eric, because we worked so hard, man. You knew when I made a block, it was like you knew what block I was going to make. You were cutting off the block. All them runs you had a touchdown on the first carry. I mean, me and you, it was like I knew where to block and you knew how to cut off of me, man. And I really appreciate your father because he made a plaque for me because I had to move from tailback to fullback, 178 pounds. I didn't know I was going to play fullback the whole year. So I'm just thankful for Coach Davico for getting me in shape, for teaching me never to give up, and all you guys for challenging me because when we were in ninth grade, I was sixth string running back. And just watching all you guys compete, man, made me work hard. And y'all made me become the person I am today. I'd like to thank all my teammates, all the fans that was there, and Madei for throwing me the first ever touchdown in Woodland Hills history, our junior year. Thank you, Madei. First touchdown under the lights, Woodland Hills history. Madei,
First touchdown.
I didn't know.
And look, hey, I hold that dear to myself too. I hold one too because I had the first kickoff return for him. So I hold one close too, brother.
Yes,
them memories, you can't take them memories away.
Can't take them away. I love all of y'all, man. I appreciate everything.
Yes. Smoke. Do you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to get to my charger, dog.
Okay, so I just want you to, you know, same thing like I just asked for him, man. You want to shout anybody out, say thank you, man. Now's the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. The whole family, man. The whole Woodland Hills family. It's Coach Node. You know what I mean? I was a young whippersnapper coming up. He was like, we gotta get him together. Everybody, man, all y'all old heads showed me how the weight room was key to me. Coach Davico, Coach Neff throwing me in there with the boys, let me run. Oh,
We just lost.
Oh, we just lost him. So we're gonna switch off to Smoke, and we're gonna switch up and go to Scotty. See how we gotta switch up, Scotty? We come right to you. Fast field goal, Scotty. Fast field goal.
My man didn't get to his charger fast enough. Oh man.
Same thing with you, Scotty. Man, listen, you've been riding with us for a long time. You've been the kicker for a long time for us, man. So we got nothing but love for you, man. So, you know, same question to you, man. Anybody you want to shout out or say to?
Obviously, Coach Novak. I mean, that for giving a sophomore, 85-pound kicker a chance. And the other person is Melvin Cobbs.
Mm-hmm.
Because my very first extra point was our sophomore year against Penn Hills. Melvin breaks one for 62 yards and high steps going in the end zone. And here comes the penalty flag. So my very first extra point was 35 yards. And fortunately, it went in. And I went over to Melvin, And I said, great run. Please don't ever do that again. And he says, well, I just had to make sure that you were worthy of it. And he says, so I made you. I always got to give credit to the Cannonball.
Yo, that's funny, man. Shout out to Melvin, because myself and Madei know how much Melvin pushed for our young cats to get playing time when we were only sophomores. And, you know, that time, no coach was really with being a senior, you know, trusting the older guys, that kind of thing. So Melvin always pushed a lot of us, man. So shout out to the Cannonball. I'll go since Ian and Brandon, I don't know where he went, what planet he just went to. I'm going to go to my quarterback, my brother, man. Give us some insight, give us some words. Tell us, you know, who you might be thankful, you know, 2 and 4 and, you know, that kind of thing.
Initially, right off the bat, I want to, just like you guys did, I want to shout out Melvin Cannonball Cobbs. He was the one that initially pushed me to come out and play football way back in 1989. We grew up together. You know, he lived literally right around the block from me. And he was like, Madei, you need to bring your tail out there, man. You know, because we had been playing in the alleys, playing touch, playing tackle in the snow all those years. And finally came out, and, you know, the rest was history. You know, I came out and I was playing tackle. I was playing guard. Finally got opportunity to touch the ball 3rd year. And then finally had an opportunity to play quarterback my last year. But I was young enough to play down with the Swissvale Flashes my freshman year because I was still 13. But, you know, stepping foot on campus, stepping foot in Woodland Hills, I just want initially to thank Coach Davico. I want to thank Coach Davico for the simple fact that he was, I want to say, the foundation for the type of work ethic that I have now. You know, the personal work ethic and dedication that I put into my own self-discipline when it comes to staying in the weight room, pushing all of my guys that I coach from a quarterback position to make sure they understand, listen, QBs have to lift as well. And he made sure that I was one of the strongest guys in the weight room. And I took that same work ethic with me to Syracuse, and I used to lift with all of my linemen, you know. So Coach D, shout out to you, man. And Coach Nove, I want to thank you, because you planted the seeds for everything that I'm doing now from a coaching standpoint. And the attention to detail, the work ethic that it takes to prepare, you know, all of the legwork, all the, like I said, attention to detail that goes into allowing yourself to separate yourself from the rest of the competition. I salute you for that. And I want to thank you for having the confidence in me going into that game against Steubenville, our junior year in '95. Rich Dixon was the starting quarterback coming into that season, you know, and I just remember that was probably one of my best summers, coming in, and, you know, as a, you know, skinny kid, still trying to figure things out. And we shared the job that first half, and you had the faith and trust in me to even though we didn't get that game, even though we lost, but I played the entire second half, you know, and then come back that next week on Monday, folks looking around, they're like, hold up, what happened? They said Rich Dixon quit. I'm like,
Rich quit, man. Give me this spot, man.
Oh, man. So I'm like, Coach Noah was like, here's the keys. The keys to the car, man.
Hey, man, you know what's
and it was an amazing experience after that. I think that very next game, who do we play? Butler? That second game at home. And I think the very first 3 passes ever were touchdowns, you know? So that gave me even more battery in my back to understand that I belong on this varsity level, because I remember coming to the games as a flasher, and it was just like, wow, this is going to be the next progression. This is where I'm going to be in a couple years, you know? And that dream finally came true during that time. So that year was a little rough, you know, and I remember that last game we played against Central Catholic. You know, I think I had one of my worst games ever. I think I threw maybe about 5 picks, you know, and we had to circle back and play against, I think, Irwin or Norwin, whatever the team was. I didn't want to play. I almost didn't get on the bus and go. You know, I think Coach and I, we had a little shouting match, and I ended up going and playing. But I think after that, we sat down, we had a conversation, and the rest was history. You know, and I think it set us on an amazing pathway in preparation for that next season, which was extremely magical. You know, so I wanna salute you, Coach Nove, for trusting in me and giving me the keys to the castle. You know, and I wish I was the guy that I am now. Back then, I think I tried to lead more by example. I wasn't a talker. You know, you put a microphone in front of my face, I'm like, whoa, no, I don't want it. Now, by the very nature of what I do on a day-to-day basis, I don't care if it's in front of 100, 200, 5, 1,000 people, I'm going to command and dominate the attention of the room.
Yeah, well,
you see what I mean?
Practice makes you better as well. So
absolutely.
50 times, now it's second nature. You
know it's second nature now. So, but yeah, I want to.
The young Madei. A lot of people don't know the young Madei.
Oh, the young Madei, yeah. That was a different guy. Good guy, real good kid, but was a different guy. Right. But Coach Nove, I want to salute to you, my friend. And it's been a couple years because we haven't seen each other since the I want to say the Under Armour All-American game when Miles in Orlando, yeah.
So listen, we coming to the end, but I got the 3 coaches, so I'm gonna ask the 3 coaches the same question. Coach Neff, being that you've coached so long, what would be something that you would give a young player to take with them? You work with them all day, and you want them to leave with some knowledge, something tangible they could take with them. Give me something that you would give a young player, Coach.
Well, you know, the big thing is work ethic. You know, younger kids, like the kids right now, they have instant gratification with the social media.
Yep.
And things like that. So they want to do it right now. You know, game's over at 10:30. Their huddle highlights are on at 10:35.
Right.
You know, let that settle. Let that simmer. Do it the next day. You know, absorb everything. Enjoy what you did before you throw it out there, and never throw out your huddle highlights when you lose until the next week.
Oh. You're right.
But
you're right.
But it's a mindset. Kids, you know, younger kids this day, they have everything right at their hands, and they want it right now. And they want you guys, you know, the amount of time that you put into the weight room, into the practice. I mean, we drove every week to Youngstown State. I mean, all summer we drove, you know, we had caravans to Youngstown State. You know, I'm up at the high school now. I'm still a teacher there, you know, and I tell kids in the weight room, we look up at the board, you know, the Wall of Fame board ends at 96 because the machine broke. Sorry, Pete, man, you didn't get up there. But I'll tell people about you, bud. But you know,
that's
I remember.
I like to be in ghost.
I remember vividly. I remember vividly being in that weight room and Coach D yelling at guys and doing things. We were doing max squat. Skill guys were doing 185. Fawn Nanji's under the bar, and I'm spotting him. He's on like rep 45, and he's quivering. And I put my hands. He's looking in the mirror. He sees me put my arms underneath. He's like, "Move!" I backed up. I'm like, he did 3 more. But, I mean, that's the things the little things that kids don't want to push through. They hate to fail. They're afraid to fail, and they're afraid to fail in front of people. you know, failure is a good learning tool. You know, you got to be able to fail to learn from your mistakes and to find that success. It's important. So work hard, work ethic. Don't be afraid to lose. Continue to win. Stay positive, and that's where the success comes.
Listen, man, you getting some knowledge dropped on you. You got some young people around. You better get them in front of this TV. What's up, Ryan Monday on the check-in? We appreciate one of the greats checking in.
Yo, Davico, tell him that was 77 times. I did that 185 7 times.
Are you
It was
crazy?
insane. I didn't know how many it was.
77 times. Man.
Put 2 plates on.
Now we appreciate you, Coach Neff. Question to you, Coach D. Just give some young athletes something to lean on, Coach. Some words of advice, words of wisdom.
Well, I'm gonna have to echo what Coach Neff said. I would say you have to develop a work ethic. You have to have that, and on top of that, you got to be patient with yourself, and don't expect to get everything done in one day. The beautiful thing about being in the weight room is that you should learn the way we did it. You go slow, do it right, and work your way up. Be patient. And when you learn to work like that, you have to develop confidence in yourself. And my thing is, if I'm talking to a young kid, I want you to be good on the field. But if you learn how to work, I always believe this, that hard work will pay off somewhere. Maybe not on the field. Maybe you won't be the greatest player of all time. But when you learn how to work, you can apply that to every facet of your life. Hard work will always pay off. May not where you think, but it's always going to learn. You're always going to pay off somewhere in your life if you learn to push yourself and not take no for an answer. Just get out there, push yourself, go. You can always go a little harder than you think. Definitely. Mm-hmm. So that's my thing. Someone asked me last week. I went over to talk to Mike Yezovich's son-in-law. He was talking about a weight program, and I told him, teach your kids, give them broomsticks, give them PVC pipe, make sure they do it right, and learn how to work. Be patient. You gotta be patient. You know, if you're not patient, you get up there and you fail too soon, and you lose interest. You gotta take a little step at a time. You know, success before failure. That's another thing I will tell you. Be successful in little things, and then the big things will start to pile up for you. You'll get them.
Wow.
And I would like to thank all you guys. I'd like to thank Coach for the freedom he gave me in the weight room. Mm-hmm. There was a principal when you guys were in school, Frank Sockman. I'd like to thank him for giving me the opportunity. I could tell you a long story, but you don't have time how I started in teaching. He kept me in the game. George Panzak, a guy you might not know, but he got me really into the Olympic lifts. Mm-hmm. Madei, I appreciate what you said there, but I have to give some credit, big credit to George, who really got me into that.
I remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to thank you guys to be here tonight and look at your grown men, and you were young boys then, and you know we're all on the same page now. We're all on the same. That's a beautiful thing to say. We're all together. I'm not your coach anymore. I hope to think I'm a friend.
Yes, you are.
Always, coach.
I'll always be a coach. But we're equal. You know what I mean? I'm not looking down. It's you know, I say you're grown men. And you're all successful in your own right. And that is the greatest reward. I'm sure Coach will tell you that. But to look at you guys and see guys that are successful in their lives, and you're passing on the same thing that we passed on to you. That's what I think. You know, I know that we talked before about coaching. You reach. You know, we changed the world. We changed the world. I tell my girls that for education. We changed the world. And not everybody can do that in their job, but you guys are doing it. And obviously it worked from our perspective for you, because look where you are. You know, so you fulfill me, truly. It's my pleasure to work with you guys and girls at Woodland Hills that I had the opportunity to work with. It was the best years of my life.
I'll tell you this, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Love you, Coach.
Yep, the word coach comes with so much respect, so much admiration, so much love. So always remember, you're gonna be coach. If I'm 1,000 years old, you're gonna always be coach. Coach Rose, Coach Neff, Coach Davico.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? So that word comes with some special feeling behind it. And last but obviously not least, we got the captain of the ship. We got the man who opened up a lot of doors for a lot of people, put his name, his reputation on the line. Sometimes we didn't get it or understand it. When we younger, we don't understand the politics behind Woodland Hills and stuff when we were younger, and you hear so much stuff. And when you were on the field with Coach, man, you felt like, I'm okay, I'm cool.
We good.
Like they're looking out for me. They pushing me extremely hard, but these people up here got my back. You know what I'm saying? And he showed us so much more. Being from Rankin and growing up in Braddock as well, and you don't see that much. But then, like Coach said, you get to take trips to Youngstown, Ohio, and see kids from all over. And you go out to New Jersey and play versus some of the top schools in New Jersey. Those kind of doors open up and get you to see. Now, my brother Madei lives in Jersey, went to Syracuse, that kind of thing. So you expand what we dreaming. We begin to dream so big. So, for a lot of us, we just want to say thank you. And we would like you to just give some knowledge, some words of wisdom before we close up, Coach, because we could be on here and say thank you 1,000,000 times to you and be on for another hour. But we appreciate your word. We respect your word. We know you care about us. So for some young athletes, some young people, period, give us something to go home with, Coach.
Okay, 2 things before I go into that. Number 1, could you please tell my wife that I'm the captain of the ship?
Yes.
Everything trickles down.
Number 2, this program is past my bedtime. But what I'd like to say in closing, I'm so very proud of you guys. Just because, I see what our coaches, Coach D and I, have tried to instill in you guys. And I see a lot of you guys are coaching now and affecting kids. And I think that's very important. Couple things, Coach Neff and Coach Davico both talked about hard work. Well, Woodland Hills, WH, work hard. If we lose a game, we're going to work harder. That's what it stands for, work hard. But I think the young kids, you got to tell them, because they're going to come from all kind of backgrounds, some good, some bad. You're like their father to them. What's your plan? What's your plan in life? If you have a tough life, what's your plan to get out of here, to do something positive with your life? Ask them what their plan is, and then help them formulate that plan into what they have to do in athletics and in academics in school, what they have to do and what not to do out in the streets. So there's a lot more than just how to teach to play football. It's teaching them about life and how to get somewhere special. And last but not least, tell them to hook up with good role models like you guys. Because once you leave them, where are they going to go? If people, places, and things get them in trouble. Wrong people, wrong places, wrong things. Those 3 things can get them in trouble. They stay away from things that are going to get them in trouble. Stay with the right people. Good things are going to happen. Everybody in the world has different abilities, different talents, different directions in life. You guys know that. Each one of you went in a different direction. Be happy with your life. Whenever you decide what you're going to do with your life, say, hey, I want to be happy. What do I enjoy doing my whole life? That's what I did 40 years ago. I was working for IBM, and I said, I'm not happy here. What do I enjoy doing? I said, coaching football. I had no idea what it was all about. I thought all the X's and O's was the whole world about football, but it's not the X's and O's. It's the people and the communications and the work and affecting the lives of hundreds of people. You know, I'm proud of all the kids that have come through our program and a lot of the things they've done. So I want to thank you guys again. Delrico, this is a great program you got. This is one of the positive things, and I just want to thank you guys. I could talk about each one of you guys for an hour or two, but that's my bedtime, brother.
hey, Coach, and I'll save everybody. I'll just do it for everybody. 1996 is the best team in Woodland Hills history.
Say that again.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen, Coach. Hey, Coach Neff.
I need to hear him say it though.
Until somebody wins a state championship, 1996. And if you put a comment up there that don't say 96 is the best, I'm just not gonna post it. So, but listen,
edit it out.
There's a whole bunch of people. There's a whole bunch of teams. That's how I know this is a great place to play ball.
Yeah.
So if you got some young people, man, take advantage of it. Look at my brother. Look at my brother say already. One comment already.
Big
Chill, my G. Big Herdo.
All right.
Listen, you know, if you got a young son and he's in this district and he plays ball, let them take advantage of it, man. There's a bunch of people who've laid a foundation and paved the way that the spotlight is on this school.
Yeah.
So you can't say I'm not getting recruited. I'm not seen, but no, you're seen.
Yes, you
so
are.
make sure you take advantage of it. Everything coaches said, make sure we take advantage of it. Like that means everything. And I've been saying sometimes with football, you're gonna do a whole lot of stuff you don't want to do to get where you want to go in football. We didn't want to run no extra 110s and extra 50s, but you did it because that gave you a chance. That's all it did. It gave us a chance. So now the young people, you already know, and the parents know, there's a foundation laid. No more excuses, no reason to complain, no none of that. Get out there and work. And if the goal is to go to the next level, you can reach it. If the goal is to go on beyond that, you can reach it. But all three coaches said you better work extremely hard. And then on top of that, you better work even harder than that. Because all that does is promise you a chance. It don't guarantee you nothing. Because if it guaranteed you anything, all of us, myself, Madei, Fawn, we all still be in the NFL today. If hard work guarantees you that, but it just gives you a chance. But don't let it go to waste. You know, we had an incredible school. Just make the most of that opportunity. Fellas, I want to thank y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every Thursday when the lights go out, this one has been super special. Gene Lett, I appreciate you, Gene Lett. He out in Philly. You see his name. Go follow him on Facebook. They doing big things out there in Philly in this community, sort of like doing it in back in Rankin, and I actually stole it, part of the idea from my big brother Gene Lett. So salute to Gene. I want to thank you, fellas, every one of you, because you mean everyone on the screen means something, you know, important to me. A little bit different with everybody. You know, Brandon, we've been playing ball together since we jumped out the diapers, and Madei, and you know, Fawn, we grew with this Woodland Hills relationship and being in class together. Scotty, we known each other forever. We go way back. And then the three coaches, I'm just very grateful for all three of you being in my life and all the other men that had a hand in me. As a little kid, you dream about touching the NFL, and I was able to put on an NFL jersey and run out a tunnel. As a kid, and when you dream and you actually be able to touch your dream, it's not more special than that. So everybody on the screen had a hand in that, and I'm forever grateful and thankful I'm not going to tear up because I could feel it all up in here. But I'm super grateful. And there's 1,000 people that I could thank. My co-host handling business. He's an amazing brother. Listen, he also Woodland Hills to the bone, to the core, still coaching, like Coach said. He got his sons, he got everybody else's sons. So if you got young people and you want them to get some good coaching, man, go holler at Mark Burke because he's amazing. But listen, fellas, I'm there for y'all if y'all ever need me in any way. Woodland Hills family, I'm gonna be reaching out to you because I would like to turn this into some kind of venue where we all meet up and break bread and have dinner and that kind of thing. So I'll be in touch with everybody really soon. And I love y'all so much. Y'all didn't have to do this. I'm so thankful. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Lee Davis, I appreciate you, brother. That brother's amazing as well.
The feats.
Every Thursday, 8 p.m. when the lights go out. We got big plans coming up. We coming to the end of season 1. We're gonna take a break to not after this show, but we're gonna take a break to revamp some things and come back with a season 2 where it's a little bit bigger and better, and do some things where we bringing people on for different segments where we could educate the young people in every which way possible. So again, fellas, thank y'all very much. I'm always appreciative. Wednesday, Thursday, when the lights go out, 8 p.m. Appreciate Mcgee Williams. That's my
y'all. And we got more to chop it up about, man. We got more to talk about.
Coaches, Fawn, Nanji, Scott Anderson, B. Payne, Coach Novak, we love you.
Love y'all, man. Be safe.
Salute, fellas.
See you guys.
Love y'all.
Man. Great time.
You work hard, you will achieve.